evening, everyone, and welcome to the first APAT Show of 2025. 2025, episode 1, Leigh. It's going to be an exciting year. That's what I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. As I just shared this across into the APAT group, I wrote, it's 2025 and we're live. So it's great. It's great to be back on a Sunday night with some poker. Really looking forward to following along with some of the action. But we have got obviously loads to catch up on as well, loads to talk about. Chat about on the world of poker, in the world in general, but of course most importantly is to answer any questions and chat that people may have. So if you are in the chat tonight, do make sure to give us a hello, let us know. And of course, if you're playing on the winter leaderboards, we'd love to know what your screen name is on that, because otherwise we're gonna have our hands full trying to work this out. It's old school, Des. We're back to
how are we gonna do it, Leigh?
Aliases and usernames and some of them you'll recognize. You go, I know. Do you remember from season 2?
Season 2, I remember that, Leigh. I remember the guy.
Yeah. It's going to be that kind of stuff going on. So we'll have great fun trying to work out exactly who everybody is, reminiscing about some screen names and some people that are going to be going under the radar.
The worst kind, Leigh.
But we always have a way of we find them out. We manage to work out what's going on, and we always have our ways of finding out this. But anyway, very warm welcome back to the APAT Show for 2025, and we're on Grosvenor Poker online for the year, which is absolutely going to be great fun.
Yeah,
so much planned for the year. Obviously, started off already. If you played the Poker Squad's live event with us late last year, they added a whole load of added value into those mystery prizes on day one. So, stacks of those players all picked up £30 tokens. So using some of those maybe for some of the events we've got going on at the moment, but there'll be plenty more going on in the coming months. Loads more to announce. We're going to have our first championship weekend, which will be coming up soon. We'll be announcing the date on that very shortly. But in the meantime, what we've got going on is the APAT Winter Leaderboard. Now, we kind of announced it on Facebook and on our emails and let people know it was happening, but we haven't really gone to the details because everything's kind of available on the Grosvenor site. So what I was going to do is just kind of run through what the setup is of it for anybody that might be interested. Obviously, there's a bunch of people playing at the moment. Should just give a kind of a shout out. The numbers tonight, late reg sort of closed about half an hour or so ago. The mini event tonight, 109 runners in playing in that. That's the £5 event. And then we've got the main leaderboard, which has got 74 runners in that tonight, which is the £30 event. But basically, you can find all the information for it over on the Grosvenor website. So if you head over to grosvenorpoker.com, click on the link for the online promotions, and what you'll see is a load of different things that got going on. Click through to the APAT Winter Leaderboard, and then you'll find all the information you want there. So they update the leaderboard at the beginning of the week after the Sunday night games, and as I say, we're running 2 leaderboards at the moment: a £5 buy-in and a £30 buy-in. This is game week number 3 that we're going to have a look at tonight, but there's 9 weeks in total, so it runs right up until February the 16th, which is, funny enough, is the Sunday night where is the final night of the UK ICOEP in Aspers in London. So if you can't make that, we'll be following all the action on the Sunday night from London, and also bringing this to a conclusion as well. But they've added a load of great added value on top. So as you can see on the little image there, £3,000 in added value in total. So the main leaderboard prizes up top is a £1,500 UK Open main seat.
Amazing.
And a Grosvenor event in Coventry at the end of Feb. So basically you get entry into that, which is absolutely superb. Then they've also got 2 lots of £250 mini events for that same event, and then they put a couple of 110 APAT event tickets up for grabs. We'll already get people saying 110. What's that all about? Just wait. Yeah, you'll find out. So there'll be online ticket, and then a bunch of £30 APAT event tickets as well online. So that's the main leaderboard. But if a £30 buy-in is not really your bankroll, bear in mind you can use any of the step satellites on Grosvenor any day of the week to get into these, and I'll show you about that shortly. But they run a daily free roll every single day, hence the daily bit. And basically, you can win £1 tournament tickets. You can then use the £1 ones to try and win a £5 one. You can use the £5 one to try and win a £30 one. You can also use the £5 one to win £110 ones. So all of that step satellite system that's already on Grosvenor, we're utilizing that to basically get you guys into the APAT events for a fraction of the buy-in. The mini prize is a mini seat for that same event in Coventry, £250 up for grabs there, and then there's 110 for second, and then again a bunch of £30 and £5 tokens on that as well. So top 10 in the on the leaderboards are getting paid. But I know what you're asking, Des. You said, well, but the prizes are all well and goodly, but how do we get points? We know points make prizes, but what's the point system? So it's a really straightforward one. Basically, first to 40th in each of the tournaments on a Sunday night will pick up points. You pick up 100 points for first, then it goes 80, 70, 60, 50, 45, so on down. And if you've just turned up, you still get 5 points. So it's as simple as that. So yeah, nothing more complicated than that. You can actually, that leaderboard is also embedded into the software. So if you go into the lobby when you're logged in, you'll see a leaderboards tab at the top. You can click on that and you can find the APAT leaderboards within the lobby itself. So you don't even need to go on the website. It'll show you your position, which if you haven't played, it doesn't look great because I'm about 300 and something odd on it. And, obviously, so, so that is as simple as that. Now, we are week 3. So you're kind of thinking, well, am I already out of
too late? Is it too late?
Is it too late for me? Well, on the website you can click on the actual leaderboards and you can see exactly who's where. And this is the main leaderboard so far, and it's Gangster Gramps.
Gangster Gramps. It's going to be Kevin O'Hanlon, right?
I know who Gangster Gramps is. So Gangster Gramps won week 1. So picked up 100 points in week 1. So has been playing, decided they better play it. It is Adam Neal. His Gangster Gramps. Now Adam finished in about 30 something for week 2. So he's on 115 points.
Yeah.
That's the leader at the moment. 2 weeks in, that's the leader. So yeah, not really that much of a head start, is it, on anybody else? In the Eye, who won last week, is in second place. Say Bulldozer Dino, which I'm going to assume is Dean Pearson, because I'm pretty sure Bulldozer was Dean's nickname in previous years. Boeing Blitz BCPC Doe, don't know the guy.
Not a clue. No clues there.
All in capitals, weird, really weird. Who types all in capitals? I've no idea. Brian did well in week 1. I think finished 3rd in week 1 or something like that. So
did he forget? He forgot week 2 though.
He forgot week 2.
Week 2.
Put a personal reminder up for him today, so hopefully he's in. I haven't checked to see whether he's in there. But you'll see lots of names that you recognise. Renot is Tony Ross. Glyn Wellings, I think, is fairly obvious. It'll be Glyn Wellings. I say, and lots of names. But yeah, at the moment, yeah, they're not too far ahead in the main, and it's exactly the same in the mini. I'll show you that one as well, just so you can see the state of play in that. Currently at the top of that is Vadim Cretu 80. We're going to have some fun with some of these names. Well, welcome back, folks, to Leigh's pronunciation Sunday night. So on 135. So again, I'm guessing 1-1 and has picked up 35 other points so far. So, but it's only 2 weeks of a 9-week run, so a long way to go on that if you want to get involved. So that's pretty much how the leaderboard is gonna run. It's 7 o'clock every Sunday night. We're going to then jump on the APAT show later on in the evening and follow a bit of the action. Whilst I'm on the Grosvenor website, before I head back to the poker, because I'm keeping an eye on where we're at with this, and we're down to 22 in the main event leaderboard now of the 74 that started. I just want to go quickly back onto Grosvenor and just show you the promotions section, because If I go into poker, let's see if I can find it. There we go. This is what I want to just quickly show you.
Yeah.
So starting tomorrow, if I've got my dates right. Yeah, the 6th of January, they start their Irish Open package satellites. So all the information for that is already up to go. Say, great little bit on the website where you can see all the things they're running Irish Open Twister promotions as well, which is the Twisters, the kind of the quick kind of spin and go type tournaments they do. But yeah, if you click onto the Irish Open, they're already they've already got a whole lot of promotion on the go for this. The full schedule's on there or whatever. And basically, you can join Team Grosvenor and head over to the Irish Open this Easter if satellites is your bag. If satellites aren't your bag, we've also got you covered, because you know what I'm going to say next is that poker raffles have got to draw up this week for the Irish Open as well. Hey, the more people that get to Dublin for Easter, it's going to be one hell of a couple of weeks over in Dublin at the Royal Dublin Society. Great event to get to. But yeah, if you fancy getting involved in that on Grosvenor, then you don't want to miss out. They properly look after the guys that go over. I actually won a package with or a seat with them last year, and it was great meeting up with all the guys.
It's a brag, folks.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's a worthy brag, though, because you want to see. Amazing.
Great meeting up with all the guys over there. They run a last longer as well, and you meet up with some of the pros. Jamie Nixon was over there, and Katie was over there. Yeah, it was really good fun, and it is a great couple of weeks of poker if you can get there. Obviously, we've got plenty going on. You can get over to Dublin with APAT before then. The 12th and 13th of March, I want to say it is. It's for the St Patrick's festival, and we're the first event of that at the Green Isle Hotel. So more details on the website for that one. But yeah, check out the Grosvenor website, because loads of good promos and stuff going on all the time on there for you to check out. But we will head back to the poker, because that's what we're here to focus on tonight. So
Leigh,
go on.
I was going to say an amazing 14 minutes of promo. Just straight in there. First episode. We haven't wished anybody Happy New Year yet. You just smashed 14 minutes of promotion. And can I say, I love it. Amazing. Happy New Year, everyone. For those of you still left, and listen, Leigh, you'll like this, right? I'll just go through the chat box. A few of the guys out there, as you might expect. The first one to say hello to us was indeed Richard Baker. He said, evening and Happy New Year from YouTube. And then a couple of minutes later, because...
Is that not evening in honey?
I don't think it's honey. I don't think it's honey. He might call you honey. He probably doesn't call me honey. But then a couple of minutes later, he'd obviously switched off of the YouTube and gone to the Facebook. Evening and Happy New Year again. I think he copy and pasted it, Leigh. So I feel it's a little less personal now. Triss is out there. Always good to see Triss. In addition to Richard, decent Irish Open satellite tree to look at too. We'll come back.
He obviously knew where
you were going to do it.
That was before I got into that. He knew where I was going.
Absolutely. The masked player, Leigh, that you unmasked is out there as well. One Mr. Adam Neal. Sup, lads? Always good to see Adam on the stream on a Sunday night. Mr. Lawler says, good evening. So the Oracle has returned in 2025. That's very, very pleasing. And he goes on to say, he was multitasking, beat me heads up in LPPL PLO. We might have missed who was multitasking. Maybe.
Not sure. We'll work it
out.
We'll
work it out. Maybe Mr. Neal.
Wasn't me. If anyone's seen me play PLO, it certainly wasn't me. Yeah.
Listen, you got your first question of 2025, Leigh. Genuine question here from the Oracle. Any plans for non-Hold'em events online? So listen, I'm going to park that one for you. You're coming right back to that. Just want to finish the chat box while I can. So Rich comes back and says, it can be whatever you want it to be. I like it. I think it's Happy New Year, Leigh, but it can be honey for you. And one Mr. Dan Williams. Good evening, beautiful people. I must be talking to the people in the chat box, Leigh. I don't feel beautiful after Christmas, I have to say. Need to get out and do some exercise. I was talking about one Mr. Brian Yates. Of course, he was beating you in the LPPL PLO.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to that question.
It's difficult at Christmas, though. So much good stuff on and everything. I mean, we're going to talk about the darts. Remember, we must talk about the darts at some point. I know we're focusing on poker, but we've got to talk
180.
Yeah. So go on, hit me with it. So we're doing
any plans for non-Hold'em events online, Leigh?
Yes, very, very much so. We are planning. I have a list of what Grosvenor can offer. Some of it's not necessarily been tested, because you'll be not surprised to find out that we're probably the only ones that are kind of going, "Hey, could we do this?" But yeah, I've got a list, and I've checked it twice, and you all seem like you've been quite nice. So we're going to see what we can do and make that happen. But yeah, there's on the list is a number of different PLO variants. I did see a draw. There was a draw game on there as well. So, but that really does need testing as to whether it's okay. But if it is okay, we're going to look to introduce some of those. So the idea for our championship weekend is we'll have a certainly an Omaha game in there once a month, which will be a medal event along with an No Limit Hold'em and probably a kind of a Sunday roller as well. And we'll get all those details out as soon as we can. But I have got high hopes for maybe 2 or 3 more festival style events later on in the year, alongside our kind of UKCOAP and eCoop and the Worlds, where we'll be able to we're just going to blitz whatever we can get on working on the site and give it a go. Yeah, they may not like us for because I don't think many others actually do these events, but we're going to give it a go and see what we can get working. But in the meantime, you will have to make do with what's available live at the moment. And Tom's already released a fantastic schedule for London between the 12th and the 16th of February, which is cracking. It's 12 days. It's fairly similar to what we put out in December. Made a few tweaks to that, but the Hetros game is back. The 8 game is in there. There's a triple stud game in there. I think there is. We're adding in. We've made the shootout now a mystery shootout, so there'll be mystery prizes on the final table. So if you qualify through your first shootout game, then basically it'll be like a mystery bounty on the final table. So yeah, lots of exciting things to come with that, and hopefully we'll get some details of other ways you'll be able to satellite through with Grosvenor into those events and all of the events for the year. We basically want to give people as many different opportunities as we possibly can to get people playing APAT this year. So whether that's you've just bankrolled enough and you just want to turn up and play, or you want to satellite in, or you don't have the time, obviously we can sort that out with raffles for you and give you a chance to get in for £1 or whatever it might be. So yeah, loads of different ways of getting to APAT events this year, and I don't think we're a million miles away being able to release all of the dates for the full year. Tom's not far off being able to do that. We've tied down most of them now. So we're probably only about 2 or 3 events away from pretty much being able to put out the full year, certainly dates wise, so you guys can start making plans and booking. Obviously, Des needs to book his hotel accommodation first before, whilst he can get it cheap. Before
That's really important, that Leigh.
Before we release the dates to all the the unwashed public, as you call them. Yeah, just we don't want them.
I do, the unwashed. And I like to have the room at the top of the hotel. Some people might call that the penthouse. They don't call it that at the Travel Lodge, but the room right at the top, just above the vomit, right at the top, above all of that sort of stuff. So yes, and it is a great schedule, Leigh. So it'll be announced. I hate to say soon, so early in 2025. It feels really early to say it, but
you've only been doing that for 20 years of announcing soon.
Feels for 50. It feels like 50 for everyone, Leigh. By all accounts.
I was reminiscing the other day. Somebody posted up. That there was a few spammy issues on the old forum. And
yes, I saw that.
Reminiscing kind of discussion going about some of the posts on there, and it is all still there. The old forum. It's a little bit raggedy in places with some of the formatting and bits and pieces now, just because of the kind of the software is not really supported anymore. But it is all still there if you want to go back and read through some of the great stuff that was on there. It was of its time, and unfortunately we moved on from
the world moved on from forums, Leigh.
Yeah. Just watching somebody win with a pair of tens. I think that should become the Luke Littler hand. Do you not think?
Yeah,
Double tens?
I think so. Either that or a pair of 20s, Leigh. A pair of 20s, pair of 10s, and then a pair of 5s, which, to be honest, is much more likely to be my sort of hand.
Seriously, the amount of times he hit double tens in that final was just incredible. So let me give you an update where we're at with the poker. We're down to 19 of the 74 that started the main event. So that's going fairly well. Let me look and see where we're at with the mini. The mini has got 21 left of the 109, so both in a very similar place. Once we get down to 2 tables on the main, I'll give some shout outs to who we've got left in and try and work out who they are. But we're at 5 to the hour. Some things never change. Doesn't matter what year it is or what poker site you're on. 5 minutes to the hour, everything stops. I've started to bring that in with my clients. I keep introducing it to them, telling them, look, you should really do, when you're doing Zoom calls and Teams calls and all these things, I always say, look, 5 to the hour. Everyone has a break for 5 minutes at 5 to the hour. It's
how does that go down well with the clients, Leigh? Do they like that?
They quite like it. No. When you explain the reason why, most people go, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Just so everybody knows, just at 5 to the hour, if you're having a long meeting, well, 5 to the hour is a 5 minute break for everybody.
It's very good. It's very good.
Bother whatsoever. Yeah, works. Lots of things from poker can work well in, but you always hear poker terms as well that people. I don't know whether your other half does the same thing, but Jen's forever. Yeah, using a poker term in kind of real life stuff, because it's just heard it enough over the years that it's just it just gets thrown in there for good measure. It's quite does make me laugh. And I hear myself doing it as well. Yeah.
I have to say it's more likely to be my 2 youngest children who will use poker terms. They're mad on it now, to 12 and 10.
It's good maths though. It's good maths. It's
really
probabilities. It's so many good skills, and you can learn from it.
It's the life ecosystem in a short game. It is definitely something worth playing if you're a child. Shame not to have that social experience if instead you're stuck in the old iPad playing RuneScape or whatever, Minesweep or whatever the hell the game of the day is.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I came to poker quite late, really, in life. I guess I would have been kind of nearly 30 before I started playing any poker at all. So I get quite jealous of people that are now in kind of in uni and have learnt the game and have kind of got it from a fairly young age, as young as they can. When you see like Joe's son Jack rocking up now and playing APAT events and that kind of thing, it's like it's got family and friends around that all love the game. I say none of my family have ever have played poker or do play poker.
Probably similar for me with poker, although my family did play cards. They played games like 25, which was more of an Irish game. So they used to, they would play once a week in the pub and stuff. So cards was always a game that was played in the house. It was always a lot of fun. Everybody enjoyed it, but never poker. But of course, poker is the game now. Now, Leigh, one Brian Frew has turned up, and he's done a really good thing here. He said, I'm Douglas Thu. So I might not be on this table, Leigh, on another one. But if you've got a spreadsheet, my man, Douglas Thu is Brian Frew.
Excellent. Well, he is currently 11th of the 18 players remaining. So we're playing 8-handed tables here. So once we lose a couple more, we'll be down to 2 tables, and then we'll bring them both up on the screen. But whilst the players on a break for another couple of minutes, let's just we'll go through. We'll give a quick name check to who's there. Then whilst we're there, chip leader at the moment is Elderly Maniac. Now that could be anybody. I mean, there's a long list of people that could potentially be within the APAT community. They're currently leading with 42,000 chips. Tilt Juice 101 has got 40,000. Taydog 77. He's got 31k. Now Vadim Cretu 88, who were mentioned, was top of the mini leaderboard at the moment. Is currently sitting fourth in the main tonight. Kaza Rekoma Kamampasas. This is.
Oh, that's a table name.
Yeah, that's a table name. He's currently fifth. Holdy Foldy. Well, we're okay with the sixth.
Oh yeah, Michelle. We like Holdy Foldy. So great.
No problem there. Snake 29 is currently seventh. Now, Made You Fold Again is a name I recognise, but I'm going to struggle to put a name to that at the moment. But that is certainly a one that I do recognise.
Yeah.
Ninth place at the moment is Nick from TV. That could be anybody. Yeah.
Could that be our own much loved Nick Welthall? Nick from TV?
Who knows? It could quite
Grosvenor Poker, quite possibly. Although I think Nick does stuff with 888, but who knows?
Could it be Nasty Nick from EastEnders?
Less likely, Lee. Less likely, but who know.
What about was there a Nasty Nick in Big Brother as well, or was that somebody else?
No, that was right back in the first one. That was season 1, Lee.
Yeah,
you're going back about 25 years there, I guess. Crikey.
Anyway, in 10th place, again, a name I recognise, Adam Ski 16, which is Adam
Slurlowski.
So and then 11th, we've already mentioned Douglas Du, which is Brian. So he's going well. Seymour Tilts in 12th. Again, another name
that rings a bell.
Recognise. Yeah. I want to say that's Alan Ellis, but
could be. But we'll have an old spreadsheet, Lee, right? Sure. We'll be able to.
We'll get going. Yeah. 13th is Sir Cross 13 again. Sir Cross, I recognise.
Is that Nick?
That might be Nick Crossfield, possibly.
Could be.
Yeah. 14th, we've got the Normie Nuts. 15th is Bjorn Heidenstrom. One of these is going to be Dan Williams, and I think the other one definitely is on. It'll be something ridiculous. Dan Williams' screen name is going to be something ridiculous. 17th is Renot, who we know is Tony Ross, and then 18th at the moment is Sharky Lad.
Sharky is
remaining.
We know Sharky. Come on, we know Sharky. Mark. Oh God, help me.
Oh, I don't know.
Sharky.
It might not be. No, there's a lot of people that use those names. It's difficult to know. But they're the 18 that are currently left in the main tonight. I can see Tony Ross is also in the mini, and Adam is also in the mini still as well. And Gangster Gramps is in the mini.
Listen.
So Adam's still playing the mini. Seymour Tilts is still in the mini as well. Go on then.
Sia's saying Ben Burnhill. Is that Made You Fold Again? Or no, he said Made You Fold Again. Yes. Alan Ellis, he's saying. I think. I mean, let's face it. He's put 3 names, one table name.
I think Made You Fold Again might well be Ben. Actually, yeah. I think Seymour Tilt is Alan. Is Alan? Yeah. So yeah.
Perfect.
But again, it's proper racking your brains and reminiscing. So we'll see how that pans out. But I say, of course, the guys tonight are playing for not just the points. Obviously, there's a cash element to this as well. Just over £2,000 in the prize pool tonight. So the winner tonight is going to pick up just over 600 quid.
Which is fantastic. Sunday night.
Yeah, for a Sunday night. Yeah. So roughly these tournaments have been finishing about somewhere between 11:30 and 12. The main on a Sunday night starts at 7 o'clock. You've got late reg till 9. So yeah, latest reg gets you in with about 12 bigs or something like that. So it's not. It's not huge. For some people, it's it's ideal on Sunday night. You're doing other things, putting the kids to bed, whatever else might be going on a Sunday night. So
Lee, I've just checked my contract. It says 11:30, Lee. So they must end at 11:30. So whoever's the chippy at 11:30 basically gets the cash. That's the way we're going to do this. Okay.
Can we do some sort of Squid Game end to it?
Love it. Yeah. Red light, green light. Let's do it.
Should we just do it? I'm one episode into the second season. So,
fantastic.
No spoilers.
Lee, there's got to be a few spoilers because I've watched them all. I've watched them all.
You've done a lot. Wow.
Listen, I've got some spoilers that aren't Squid Game. As Sai helpfully says, Bjorn is Dan.
You know what? When I read it,
You
when
thought,
I
yeah,
read it, I just
could
thought,
be.
that is so Dan Williams. Yeah,
Could be.
yeah.
Dan is out there himself and he says, Bjorn is a champion manager, 97, 98 legend. And naturally, there had to be a story behind
Brilliant.
that.
Yeah, of course
Steve
there was.
Ashley is there as well, Leigh. Lit Leash in the many. So that's Steve, right?
Okay.
Might see if I can change to the Roach.
I might go back through the chat after tonight, and I'll
Try
I'll
and
pick up
capture
all
a few of
all
them.
The ones that we do. Yeah, I think we're gonna ask nicely with to the guys at Grosvenor and see if they can just give us a list of those that have played after the first 3 weeks and just a name attached to it. I mean, I'll ask and see if they'll do bank details, PIN number and birth. Date of birth, that kind of thing. Mother's maiden name. They might do that for us as well. Des,
we need to get that sorted. Brian says Colin Matt G1 will be Colin McGrain, of course, who we recall from many other seasons.
Yeah. So that's
Lovely.
That's the main. So let me just on the mini, just over £500 collected tonight. So it's £131 for the winner of that one tonight, with 20 runners left in that. So nice little prize pools. We don't hold anything back. Everything gets paid out on the night for each of the tournaments, and then that £3,000 worth of added value we were talking about earlier on all gets lumped on top for the top 10 in each of the leaderboards. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, can you?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And I think, in all honesty, I think probably if you have maybe three or four decent, 3 or 4 final tables, maybe out of the 9, three or four might could easily see you with a pretty tasty prize, I think, at the end. That's for sure. But even if you play, if you play the 9 and you pick up the 5 points, say you're always guaranteed something for rocking up and playing. And as I mentioned, you can get in on the cheap, because all of the step satellites that are already on the Grosvenor lobby, you can use to play these. So there's a daily free roll which has 10 £1 tokens every single day. You can then use the £1 one to try and spin it up to a £5 one. Then you can use the £5 one to buy into the mini if you want, or you can use the £5 one to try and win a £30 one. So loads of
very flexible
on what to do. And any of those tokens you can also use for any of the satellites that Grosvenor have got running for all of their live events. So all of the GUKPTs, the National Poker Leagues, all of that stuff that they've got running, the 2550s, they've got running most weekends at different venues all around the UK. You can use them for any of those that works. Bjorn has got it in with Queen 3 and has beaten Douglas Dew's King 6, which is
par for the course on the set.
Yeah, which is Brian Frew. So double up for Dan in that one. That was blind on blind, just on that one. So we're down to 18. Just waiting for a couple more to break, and then we'll be down to 2 tables, and we can start seeing exactly what's going on with everybody. Leigh,
an old favourite, Naz Mohammed. And when I say old favourite, I don't mean old, albeit we all know he's quite aged now. It goes on to say, absolutely appalled that the Oracle thinks that Made You Fold Again is Ben Burnhill. Shocking. I'm guessing that might be Naz.
I'm pretty sure Made You Fold Again, we said it was a decent Scottish player. So obviously, Simon's first thought must be Ben Burnhill. I mean, there isn't anybody else on the list, is there?
Check this out. Unusual for you to still be in, though, Naz. It's a fair call.
Brutal.
It's a fair call. Is that worthy of the first Oracle? I think that's worthy of the first Oracle. Let's play it.
Yeah.
Let's get that penned down for 2025, our first of the year.
But, I mean, to be fair, Simon is just living life on the crest of a wave at the moment with his football team.
Forest.
In the dizzy heights of something which you would never have imagined would have been possible maybe 18 months ago. Phenomenal year they're having. So
I saw
he's allowed to just enjoy life at the moment.
You bet. I saw what is the Gary Neville football podcast? Stick to Football.
Oh yeah,
the one with Martin O'Neill on it. Saw that last night. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was
podcast.
last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, brilliant.
Had some really, really good guests on recently. Thoroughly enjoyable. Tony Ross just shoved all in on that one, but got that one through.
So are we 8-handed here, Leigh? Is that the?
It will be 8. Yeah.
Is that a standard on Grosvenor?
I think it is. I think that's pretty much where they go. And to be fair, it seems to be the norm now for most sites online. 8 seems to be it, and actually you start to see 8 becoming more of a regular thing live as well. I mean, Dust Till Dawn do all of their stuff normally 8-handed. It's just we tend to up it a little bit when we're trying to squeeze more people into the room. I'm not sure what. I think GeoKPTs might be 9-handed, but I'd say very rarely is anybody anything more than that these days. That seems to be the standard weight, and online that's just become the norm. I mean, it's been that while since I've played online. I forget that you all have to put in your own antes each time, Des. It's not like a big blind ante. It's really, it's time consuming.
It's just hard work, Leigh. It's hard work. It's a physical game.
So far behind? How is it so far behind the live game?
People say, you're playing online poker. It's a lazy experience. It's a lazy way to make a living, but you're having to shove in those antes all the time, Leigh. You're having to take your cash back out, or just leave it in, which is also, physically and mentally draining, Leigh.
Yeah, got an all in here. Vadim Kretu, 88. Just the blinds to get through. Tony Ross in the small blind, and Alan Ellis in the big. See more tilts.
So Vadim's quite short here, Leigh. Just under 5 big blinds.
Yeah, it's still half of Alan's stack to make the call. I'm not sure whether he's going to do that.
Let's it go.
I mean, it's a bit of we've got a bit of a jump yet till it's top 12 are getting paid, so we've still got a little bit of a way to go till we get to the money. But obviously, we're effectively on the double feature table bubble here. This is what they've all come for the bit of screen time. And so nobody wants a bust now, do they, in 17th and not get the full media exposure that they're all craving.
While we navigate this difficult time for the players, there are a couple of questions in the chat box. So first of all, a statement. Simon says, guaranteed to be at least 16th. He's entering the year with an optimistic approach, Leigh. I like that. At least 16th. Dan says, not sure if it's good or bad news, but family holidays booked and clash with UK COAP and WCOAP. I'm not even sure we've announced. Have we even announced the WCOAP yet? But, I see what Dan is saying there. Bad news for us, but Dan, I hope good news for you. Hope you have a couple of lovely.
I'm guessing the people are making the assumption that we will be somewhere around the bank holidays, because we normally are somewhere around the bank holidays. So I would guess
time will tell very, very shortly.
That is the assumption. So we are down to 16. So we are down to 2 tables now. So it was Vadim that bust in 17th, I think. Yes, it was. Yeah. So we are down two tables now. So we've got 4 players that are all up around the 40k mark. So Elderly Maniac, Tilt Juice 101, Holdy Foldy, and Sacross 13. They've got about 40,000. With blinds at 600, 1.2. So only playing about 35 bigs now, the chip leaders. So this is going to move along.
It'll be fast and furious. Leigh, I have another question for you. James Thomas asks about one, if not our most popular individual event. Can you tell us a bit about the team event coming up in DTD? It'll be my first. Looking forward to it. You have a lot to look forward to there, James. I can tell you that. Leigh, what can you tell us about the UK team in 2025?
Well, yeah, cool. Let us know which team you're representing. Be interested to know who you're in, especially if it's your first time getting to play it. But team event is all sold out already. So if I bring up the let me quickly whilst we're flipped. There we go.
Oof, look at that.
Yeah, so basically across the weekend, so the team event element is one great big MTT. So I think we're at 360 players, I think I want to say now. I think it is. I think we're playing 10-handed, 36 tables. Basically, we're filling Dusk Till Dawn for the weekend. So basically, it plays out as an MTT. Anybody that's left in at day 2 starts earning points for their team, and the team with the most points at the end of the tournament will win the team element side of things. So we split the prize pool 75% towards the team and 25% towards the individuals. So if your team is not doing very well, you've still got a chance of winning some money along the way. So that's the main team element of it. It's a cracking start to our year. Every year, it's I think we're now on the 16th or 17th running of this. I think we probably had a couple of years off in between with COVID. But yeah, it's an absolutely amazing weekend at Dusk Till Dawn. If you get there on the Friday night and want to play the bounty event, we have a special APAT bounty event there on the Friday night. That's £70 buy-in on that. That is super, super popular. So it will run until about 4 o'clock in the morning. If you fancy, I tend to avoid Dusk Till Dawn on the Friday night. We go for a meal or something like that. But don't not play poker, because it's great. It is great fun to play. But yeah, do get there. Make sure you're there in plenty of time if you do want to get involved in the bounty hunter. If the poker doesn't go well for you on the team side of it, in the Cardiff team, excellent. I'm assuming that's with Warren. Then I'm going to suggest. Let me see if I can see what the here we go, competing teams. So in the Cardiff Crusaders, then excellent, great stuff. So yeah, it's a completely sold out event. But yeah, you'll have great fun. If the team side doesn't go that well for you, you can just jump into any of the other side events we've got going on. So we've got a No Limit Hold'em event on the Saturday night. And then on the Sunday, we've got a round of each, No Limit Hold'em PLO, and then another No Limit Hold'em at 3 o'clock. So plenty to get involved in, sensible buy-ins. Basically, just, plan to be down there for the weekend or up there for the weekend, depending whichever way you're travelling. And you'll have a great 3 days in Nottingham. There is a little bit of social side to it as well. There might be the odd drink bought across the bar. People tend to see it as a blowout after Christmas and New Year, first event for APAT of the year. But you'll have a cracking time.
Smashing one.
And if your team are in the mix on that day too, oh boy, it really does just add another. And whether you're still in or not, it doesn't matter, because obviously you're playing it as a team. So the calculators start coming out, and everyone's staring at the leaderboard trying to work out what they need to do and how far their teammates need to finish in the tournament. It's really good fun to be a part of.
Yeah, it's a cracking one. Steve Ashley says bar number 9 to do the double. Of course, the guys, girls, right there, a smashing event. December, right? The squads. Bar number 9
absolutely.
Took that down. So incredible.
They were the only team to get two. They were the first ones to win their seat on the final table. They were top of the leaderboard, so they had the extra stacks. And then the first ones to get onto the final table didn't have a double stack on the final table, though, because somebody else got that, and but still managed to see it out and win that. It was a great end to the year at Dusk Till Dawn. And,
absolutely smashing.
Congratulations to them, and they've had a good run in the team event before as well. So looking forward to seeing those guys back representing. But it's sold out. Anyone that's hearing about now they're not on the team, it was sold out like early December. So
forget it.
If you,
it's never not been sold out, Leigh.
Yeah, no, exactly. And if you do want to come up to Dusk Till Dawn, you can play any of the side events. So if you want to play the Bounty Hunter on the Friday, the No Limit Hold, if you've got a bunch of mates that are up playing in another team and you want to come up to Dusk Till Dawn anyway, feel free to do so. Douglas Do is all in with Jacks here against the Ace 8 of Kaza. I'm shortening that because it's just easier to say. And the Jack Hold. And so it's a double up for Douglas Do for Brian, but he was down to 3.5 bigs anyway. So really struggling there. Not lost anybody since we've gone down to this double feature.
Well, I saw Brian through Sai. Is Brian still there? Brian is there. He must. He's gone quite short, hasn't he? 3.4 bigs.
Yeah, really has.
Must have lost a significant hand. Back in the chat box, Leigh, because there's a lot of chat going off. Which, brilliant to see. I absolutely love this. So Wayne says, you're back. Oui. Well, talking about team events, Wayne Parker must be the most medalled up team event player of all time. International, domestic, you name it.
I mean, how it works, Wayne's up in Yorkshire and he sits there, November time, sits back in his chair, lights a cigar, going, right, I wonder how much I can get paid to be in what team this year, because they all want me, because I am.
He's a mercenary. He is a mercenary.
Just superb. Just knows how to play the team events, and we'll go where the dollars are. Yeah,
Leigh, neither he nor Bar Number 9 are going to have it easy this year. The chat box is already full of competition. Sai says, raise for Jack to win. You're all playing for second. Kerry says, APAT team for the win. Dan says, Talk Club back to back. Trish says, I fully expect the team that won it last year to defend. That was Talk Club. Talk Club. Was Trish part of Talk Club? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So there you go. There's a defender. Adam says, looking forward to seeing so many legends. It is great. We get just for that, just for seeing people and having a laugh. It is a big one. Sai says, is there an APAT Show team? I think there is, Leigh.
I think at the moment it's kind of the APAT Show team is consolidated with Pat team, because we got too many teams to.
Did we forget? Did we forget, Leigh? We probably forgot, didn't we?
We basically we didn't apply.
We won this 2 years ago. What do you mean we didn't apply?
Brendan's looking after the team this year. So we basically for the time being have just amalgamated. We have got one team that we're holding a space for that have said they're going to do. But if for any reason they don't, then we will offer up a second APAT team.
So we've created a super East German style APAT squad from all of the I was going to say large APAT players, but that's really bad. And nobody invited me.
We should give a shout out to Talk Club last year. So Talk Club is a men's mental health charity that one of the APAT community, Simon Brooke, is a trustee and treasurer of, and he's been on the show before. If you didn't get to see, I mean, Simon's been on the show maybe once or twice now talking about Talk Club. I mean, find it in the YouTube and watch it. It's a great hour. Simon talks so passionately about all the work that they do to support men's mental health, and it's very much a cause that we super support and get behind as well, and have done some fundraising for in previous events. But do check it out if it's something that you think might be of interest to you or somebody else, whatever. And say they will be representing again the team that looking to win back to backs. But if nothing else, just raising awareness of what the charity does. So good luck.
Serious support for men's mental health. Going back to the chat box, Leigh, Brian says, Ace Queen versus sixes, ace on the flop, 6 on the river. So he got rivered, my friend. Dan says, think I have 3 goals and a silver in 5 appearances. I know how to pick my teammates. To be honest, there's a bit of skill. There's a bit of skill in picking your teammates as well. Wayne says,
do they count if you've already gone home and somebody has to hand you the medal afterwards? Dan?
I think that still counts. Yeah. I think that's been a proper mercenary. Wayne says, was going to give it a miss this year, but was talked around. Didn't take much. I'm sure it didn't. And Brian goes on to say, out 8s versus 9s. Tony Ross. Well, Tony Ross does that. I mean, Tony Ross, his record in this is huge.
Yeah, to be fair, Brian was fairly short there. But yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, wherever we seem to end up playing online, whatever format we seem to do, Tony Ross is just a bot. He's some AI bot before his time.
I think he's a pro, Leigh.
Do you think so?
I think he's a pro, Leigh.
Is it time we banned him?
I think we just need to look at the small print on Tony Ross. Pro. That's enough for us, normally. If somebody says he's a pro.
Tony Ross has got small print on him? What, like a tattoo?
Yes, indeed. Carrie does say it's mostly APAT show people on that APAT. What is an APAT show person, Leigh?
Oh, are you in that group? I'm not sure whether we let you in that group.
I'm not sure I'm an APAT show. Am I an APAT show person? Maybe.
I'm not
by
sure.
Default.
Are you in? There is a group I'm not sure whether you're in.
I'm in a group.
Yeah.
Is there a second group? There's a super secret second group.
Are you in the group where every month I post a
quiz
thing that Chris?
Yeah, I avoid
hates?
that, Lee. I avoid that.
Yeah.
I avoid that. That's way too highbrow for me.
Did you see his response? I don't think he had a very good Christmas, but then I said to him that I've been bought another calendar for this year, and he wasn't best pleased. It's on the wall. Was
it the Wayne Rooney calendar?
I haven't brought.
Oh, hello. Got an ace king against an ace queen here, Lee, and Tony Ross.
Hardcore Womble with the ace queen, and it's going to be Tony getting the double up with the ace.
He picked his spot nicely there, as he does.
Yeah, I've not posted up January's one yet because I want to let Chris enjoy his new year and everything properly first before we. But it's basically six. It's like 6 puns, dingbat type style stuff, and I will post it up into the APAT Show group for anyone. We're getting inundated with people that want to be in this APAT Show group now when they hear about this. It's like free entertainment every month. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Are there any secrets in there, Lee?
You're in it. How would you?
Well, I don't know, Lee. I mean, I wouldn't know whether there's secrets or not, particularly if I know. I think it's just information.
I muted it a long time ago. To be honest.
I don't go in there, Lee.
It's just, I struggle enough with our actual APAT one with you, me, and Tom in it. That's and then we decided to start this poker raffles thing, and so we now have a poker raffles one as well. I mean, it's just never ending. It's just. We need to I think this maybe 2025 is the amalgamation year where everything just comes into
one group. We just want one group. Let's do it. So Chris says, I eagerly await the mental torture. He does, but then he can cope with it. He has the knowledge.
But Chris is a huge.
He's an expert.
Guy. He's a massive Only Connect guy. So he should. You'd have thought his mind would be perfect to fully appreciate that. Now I'm assuming Chris is on Grosvenor. I did see where was the name? I did see it earlier on and thought I'm assuming that has got to be one Christopher Bean.
Like Toon Invader or something.
He'll probably Beanbag 85. I'm assuming Beanbag 85 is going to be. But I mean, whilst we're kind of watching this play down a little bit, say looking at those that are playing tonight. So Trist or Bust was playing tonight. We know that is Tristan. Trav Mint has been playing tonight.
John Murray,
who we know is John Murray. Brian did get in. Boing Blitz did make it in tonight to play. Which else have we got of names that I genuinely recognise? Rhubarb 10 is Andrew Jones.
Yes.
Swinebag was playing tonight. We all know
Rob Swindells, of course.
Yeah, our very own, the real Tony G, was playing tonight as well. So there's just a bunch of names that I do recognise that we're playing, and say I'm sure we'll pick up more. Bob Mouse as well.
Oh, I know Bob. From Bristol.
Bullman. I want to say Bob.
Yeah, Bullman. I want to say Bristol or Plymouth, but basically down there in the south west.
Yeah. So lots of people say we will over the coming weeks learn a few more names as we're going to be very much on Grosvenor for the foreseeable future.
It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic. Lee Kerry goes on to say, and this is rather shocking, neither of you are in the APAT Show WhatsApp group that we have. There's one that we're not in, which is frankly, it's just, it's unacceptable. I mean, it's unacceptable, Kerry. Kerry, unfortunately, couldn't play tonight. Wayne says, I missed, but under a different name. Maybe he's just typed that into, has he typed that into the wrong chat group?
Is Wayne Parker, man of mystery. How long is it going to take before we work out who Wayne is on Grosvenor then?
I played, but under a different name.
We can just work our so we know he's bust. So I can already remove about 16 names from this list. We can work this out. This won't be too difficult.
Wayne used to be Nosy P, so he was Nosy P.
McLennox?
No.
Getting a bit of a Scottish vibe, maybe?
I don't think so. I can't see why there'd be a Scottish vibe there from Wayne.
Pirate Pyramid 65.
No.
See, now here's one that I don't know who this is, but I've got an idea. So there's somebody here which is Co. So CO.
Yeah.
LFC Perps.
Perps.
So
Go LFC Perps.
I'm thinking Liverpool.
Yeah, Scouse.
Perps.
Seems unusual, though.
Perps used to be their team on Poker Squads. Do you remember they used to be Purple something? And so that
it's
was
Purple
Andy
Ackies.
Kingan and Purple Ackies. So I'm wondering whether that's one of those guys.
Yeah, I like it.
So could Wayne Parker be the Mighty Doctor?
I don't think so. I'm not feeling that.
Yeah.
Keep going. You keep naming them, and I'll tell you which one is Wayne.
Is he Authentic Island 5?
No, I don't think so.
Eye? Don't think he's in the eye. Guinness?
No.
No. Don't think he's. We know he's not gangster.
He could be in the eye. He could be in the eye. Grammatically, I like that. He could be in the eye.
Is he Roman Roy?
No.
No, definitely not.
Love Roman Roy, by the way, but I don't think that's nosy. I'm liking in the eye so far.
Vialio.
No, I don't think so. No Yorkshire man of self-worth is going to call themselves Vialio. It's too exotic. No.
Yeah.
That's why I'm liking in the eye, is because I think that's where we'd be.
Is he Knob Donkey?
I don't see Wayne. No, he's too straight a man. He's too straight a man for that.
I wouldn't have thought so. Well, we will find out in due course. I've no doubt.
Let me give you some more insight from the chat box. So Kerry says mine is boring and says Kerry Bear 2020. Okay, we'd have found you, Kerry.
By the way, I should point out I'm not Chippercruel on Grosvenor. By the way,
you're not. OMG. OMG. We'll come back to you, right? We'll come back to you. So Mark Kerwin he's in the chat box. He did confirm, I'm Sharky Lad, making a return to APAT after way too long. Good to be back. Great to have you back, Mark. I think we did say Mark, right? We said it at the top of the show. Sharky is Mark. Wayne said he only played in the fiver, Leigh, so I don't know if that's the list you're going through.
I've got a whole other list to go through.
We've got a whole other list. Trish says, no football talk, thank goodness, but I'll watch the highlights from that game. Earlier, it was a great, entertaining game. Sai says City Liverpool. Well, I mean, that's the Perps, right?
Yeah, okay, so that makes sense.
Bill Shepherd. So CO could well be Bill.
City of Liverpool, LFC.
That could well be Bill. Ola will be, because Bill loves his City Liverpool Football Club.
Well, I can see. So in the mini, I can see double top. The double top 40 is in there, which I'm going to assume is Steve. Yeah, very much going to be that, and a few more of the names that I recognise in that. But 101 Damnations. I know that could be Wayne. It's a great name. Whoever's 101 Damnations. I do like that. Yeah. I don't know who Hardcore Womble is as well. That's another one.
I'm not feeling it, Leigh. It's got to be a down to earth, salt of the earth style name. No messing.
Yeah. Oh, and actually in the mini also was Hammerite 2024 as well.
Don.
Who we know is
Don Roberts.
Don. So yeah, mentioned Bob Mouse. I also recognise Mukuku 07 MOUKOKO in previous as well. So but we will work out a bunch of these. So what we've done with these leaderboards is we are allowing one re-entry into these, just because we're only playing on a Sunday night. So we didn't want people to feel that they kind of like bust early and couldn't have another go. If you racked up a few tickets through the Step satellites, then you're all good for a second bullet as that. Well, Sharky Lad is still going in this main event. Is on our second table there with just over 15 bigs, and we are down to 13. So we're currently playing hand for hand in the main, Des, as we are on the money bubble now.
So Leigh,
which may have just gone, actually, I think.
Kerry says, in relation to Wayne, he said he played in it, so think that means he's out. Yep, we absolutely spotted that. We're just going through the list of the exits. Kerry also says, Mokoko's from my old squads team.
Yeah, I recognise the name, Kerry. So you'll probably be able to put a name to it, to them more than me.
It's another championship manager legend.
Maniac is all in with pocket threes and Dan Bjorn. Heidenstrom. He's even got the Norwegian flag to go with that.
He's probably got the accent and everything at home. Hello.
Yeah.
Don't call me ace three.
Got to double up to elderly. It was appalling. To elderly maniac. I mean, chip leader is Taydog 77 here, who's sat on about 40 bigs. So that's where the chip leader is. Short stack at the moment is Hardcore Womble. Kaz is all in with King 10 and loses to Tony Ross's Ace Deuce with the Ace plays. So we are flying through them now, Des. We are down to 5. We're only a couple off a final table here. Hardcore Womble is all in for 2.6 bigs, being called by Bjorn. Dan Williams is Tony Ross or Major Fold again. Now is going to get involved in the big blind. No, it's pocket 8s for Bjorn. Hardcore Womble needs a king.
Oh, it's a 7.
Gets a 7
and then a king.
Yeah, so it's going to be a double up for Hardcore Womble.
Wow. That's quite a hand there.
I mean, Dan had about 14 bigs, so it's only cost him about 2.5, 3 to see that. But he's all in next hand and picks up the blind and antes. Next one. So Holdy Foldy still in. So Michelle's still going. Got 22 bigs, so in a good position here at the moment. Yeah. These guys are now all in the money. So
we are at 10.
So picked up now £60 and 88 pence. So double their money. Now,
sorry, Leigh. Did you say we're in the? Did you say we're in the money?
Yeah, we're in the money, Des. Yeah.
Okay, let me just do this for you.
Nice.
We're definitely back.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of feels like 2020, but we're back. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say it was good back.
Yeah, we seriously need to think about some new content, don't we? Really, that might be.
Oh, I don't know, Leigh.
We
some of them I'm very emotionally attached to.
Yeah, we could seriously consider a production meeting sometime. I mean, or is that a little bit too
That's a really good. No, it's a really good idea. Let's do it.
Oh dear.
Yep.
And Tris is right. We still haven't really. We're doing well. We're an hour in here, and we've not actually.
No, not going to talk about football.
We're doing very well. It wasn't the weather. I mean, I'm surprised the game was on. A lot of people seem to want the game to not be played.
They did, didn't they? It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I've never seen so much discussion over a game of football being played or not. It was quite amusing to say the least.
Oh, Leigh, Karen is out there. Karen says, "Evening all. How do the points work? Do you have to cash to score?"
No, you don't, Karen. No, you don't. I will very quickly scoot back to the Grosvenor website. So if you're on the Grosvenor website, go up to promotions, and if you click on poker, you will then see lots of different promo stuff, and you'll see the APAT leaderboards on there. And if you go over there, click on leaderboard point system, and you'll see how the points are earned. So basically, you pick up points if you play. Top 40 pick up more than just the 5 minimum, and then it goes from 10 points right up to 100 points for winning it. And that's the same for both of the tournaments, whether it's the £5 or the £30 one. And your points will then go onto the leaderboard, and you can see the leaderboard just a bit further up here. You can see the leaderboards updated, which get after each tournament on a Sunday. Normally they're done on a Monday, I think, just to update that. But you can also see that information on the lobby as well, because there's inbuilt leaderboards on the lobby software as well. So you can click on that and you'll be able to see those as well. So yeah, it's as straightforward as that. Nice and simple. And we've kind of gone without points system just because that's kind of what's built in with the Grosvenor software. So we just seemed the obvious way to go and do it. Yeah. So we just kept it super simple, as it's already built into so which is cool. There's not many sites I see have got that kind of ability to run that. And we're not the only leaderboards out there. So if you're going to play a bit more on Grosvenor, they've got leaderboards running all the time for lots of different things. So check them out. Ace 4 of Tony Ross against the King Jack of Elderly Maniac, and no good for the King Jack, and we're going to lose them in 10th place, I think. So we are one off the final table now, and Tony Ross just hoovering up a few chips here now. Daddy's up to 24 bigs. Hardcore Womble is back all in again, and Dan Bjorn Heiderstrom makes the call with pocket nines.
It's a race.
Ace King. Hardcore Womble hits the king on the flop, and another one on the river for good measure. And Dan has doubled Hardcore Womble up twice. Doesn't really matter whether it's under pair, over pair. Hardcore is wombling free, and Dan is the one that is doubling them up. Dan is all in this hand. Got 3 bigs. You'd assume one of the blinds is going to call this off. I would have thought. Major fold again in the small blind, though, doesn't. Actually, no, neither does Hardcore Womble. So Dan hoovers up the blinds. Holy Forty's taken a bit of a dent on the other table, down to 4 bigs now, unfortunately.
How fast is this, Leigh? It feels very fast to me, but I mean, what minutes do we have per level here?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
So it's pretty fast. Yeah. Sunday night.
Well, you say pretty fast. I mean, it'll get sort of 4.5 hours play. Out of it, because we're at 20 to 11 now. By the time we hit a final table, it'll be sort of 11:15, and we'll be done for the night. So we did, when we spoke to Grosvenor, we said we didn't want it to run on past midnight, basically, because we know you have that whole thing with turning back into a pumpkin and all that kind of malarkey going on. So we don't want that to be an issue. So we just, and we obviously, if you get a few more runners, we don't want it to be a case that then we're having more runners, is meaning we're here
at 1 a.m. on a Monday morning.
Not fair. Obviously, for the likes of you and I, Monday morning, well, it's just just get it when we like, and
go straight to work. You finish at 1. That's great. It means you can get to work by 1:10.
Yeah, the Normie Nuts, his Ace 7 is up against Tilt Juice 101's Queen 10, and it's going to be a double up for the Normie Nuts.
Kerry says 10 minutes doesn't feel fast online to me. That's good to hear. Dan says, how the hell do I win an all-in, please? Sai says, Tony Ross doing Tony Ross things. Is there a Tottenham statement? There's a Tottenham statement that goes something like that, I think. I have to say. And Sai is celebrating. I have some points then.
Spursy being
Spursy thanks. Yeah. Spursy being Spursy. That's the one. But it's entertaining to watch, Leigh, all the same. I mean, are you not entertained?
Which is exactly what I said to you after the football tonight.
I do recall that. Entertained isn't the word I was going to respond back with, but exhausted, probably more akin to what I was thinking.
No, it was actually a good game to watch, because sometimes it can be a little bit one-sided, or it can be a little bit just boring, like the 0-0 one last year. But that was, you can't say that wasn't entertaining. Actually, both games this afternoon were very good. Quite enjoyed both of them. The Normie Nuts is all in for their 11.5 bigs and gets that one through. Difficult for Tay-Dog and Sharky Lad. So Tay-Dog's got 35 bigs. Sharky Lad Mark has got 23, 24 bigs. So when you're shoving for sort of 12, 13 bigs, it's very difficult to make
a call. It's a chunk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good move for the Normie Nuts there. right thing to do. And obviously this is the time when, the money's still not going up great. So you can hoover up some chips quite nicely, with others that might be just hanging on here, looking for a few pay jumps. Tilt Juice 101 raises there and gets that one through. So we're only one away now. We'll be on a final table, and then we can we'll see this play out. Hardcore Womble is all in on the other table. It's
see Foldy's down to 1.2 bigs as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Michelle might be all in this hand. Hey Dog 77's raised it up. Yeah,
there we go.
Call. Queen 9 against King 9, not a very good spot, but
interesting flop.
But no, it doesn't do anything, and we're going to lose Michelle.
Unlucky Michelle. Great effort.
In 10th place, and so we are. Sorry, 9th place. So we are on a final table now. A little bit of a pay jump, and we are down to one table. Let me have a look and see how the Mini is doing. Mini is on a final table of 9 as well.
Super. Who do we have on there, Leigh?
It's literally just gone there, so bear with me. I've got the table ready to go. I'm just waiting for it to they've gone 9 now, so I'm just waiting for it to actually no, they're one away, sorry. It should be 8, shouldn't it? So they're one away from a final table. But Don Hammerite is chip leader on that. So, and Hardcore Womble is second in chips, and Adam Ski is in there as well. Baggy 118. Pirate Pyramid 65, Little Ash, Renot, Tony Ross is on that one as well. Design Round 377 and Cyberdonk 309. They're the 9 remaining on that one. They're all in the money. So as soon as that one gets to a final table, I'll show you that. But already we've got some action on this one, and it's the same 2 players, Ace Jack, and as Dan said in the chat, how do I win a flip? Well, not like that.
Not
Dan.
like that. No,
not with Ace Jack against
good
5.
game, sir.
Womble has that 3 flips in a row? Might have been 4 flips in a row against Bjorn, against Dan, and unfortunately Dan is going to depart in 8th place. But does pick up £67 and 52 pence for his trouble this evening, and a bunch of points, which is all good. 8th place will pick you up 35 points, so which is 30 more than anybody else that played, 35 more than anybody that didn't. So not gonna grumble with that at all.
So Naz pushes all in here.
Hardcore Womble's really gone from like about 3 bigs at one point, I think.
He's playing well, obviously.
Yeah. And has flipped well when needed, and he's now in a good spot.
Feel like we should know the Womble reference, but
is possibly going to make both final tables tonight, because he's sat on 37 bigs on the Mini as well. So I
thought they'd reached a final. Oh, they're still at 9, are they?
They're at 9. Yeah, sorry, I thought they were gone to 8. Yeah, but it's not 9. Yeah, so we're just one off that. So, but they're both playing around similar times. So. Decent money up top for this main. For those who might just be tuning in, we've got just over £2,000 in the prize pool tonight. So £600 is going to be
that's
first place money. 380 for second, 240 for third, so 172 for fourth. So yeah, decent money up top for a 30 quid comp on a Sunday night for let's say a bit of fun. And you can get into these using the Grosvenor Step satellites. So you can get them for free if you want. Play the daily free roll and win a £1 token, and then work your way up. But they're on every single day, and I think they kind of guarantee it's at least like a couple of £1,000 worth of satellites every single day, into some of their bigger stuff as well. So into the kind of the 110s and that kind of thing. So well worth checking out. So if you've got an evening free, appreciate that. It's not like it kind of doesn't feel like it used to be, where people were playing poker, quite regularly. Normally, people have maybe got 1 or 2 days a week where they have got some time aside to play. So well worth having a go and trying to rack up some tickets, either for APAT events or even something even bigger again.
Leigh, a couple of comments here. So Tris says Dan saving his run good for a few weeks' time. See what he did there. Okay. But Dan goes on to say, lol, 25% and 2 flips. Interesting ICM call with 5s. Now, for anybody who, and I don't want to put you on the spot here, but for anybody who might not necessarily know why Dan is saying interesting ICM call with 5s, and I don't even know if you need to know the actual hand, what is he talking about there?
Yeah, so basically, ICM is international chocolate money, which around this time of the year is a well-renowned currency.
It doesn't melt at this time of the year, Leigh. It's really quite a solid investment.
Yeah. And a lot of people get gifted it at this time of year.
Yeah.
Stockings, that kind of thing, and so they're able to use that to buy into poker events. And what Dan's basically saying there is, he was not sure whether the investment that's been made with the 5s, can warrant the waste of chocolate. Basically,
I think it's a fair statement. When you put it like that, my friend, it is a fair statement.
Yeah, and I can understand Dan's frustration with the whole thing. So it's just disappointing for him.
What would a Toblerone get you, Leigh?
Well, that's more of a pointed discussion, and actually a teeth breaking one as well. If you're going out that chilled.
I have to say though, Leigh, if you turn it on its side, it's a significantly larger stack than I've ever personally sat with.
Yeah. Does anywhere actually sell Toblerones other than airports?
Do you know I haven't seen one for a while? I've got to be honest with you, I haven't seen one for a while. I don't know why I said Toblerone, but there you go.
The chocolate that if you ever bring a gift back from a trip somewhere, you get Toblerone.
Let's pretend I've been to, I don't know, Switzerland or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So just I can see a couple of other questions there in the chat. Do the tokens have long expiry? Yeah, the Grosvenor stuff has. Can't tell you the exact kind of timescales on it, but I know with Grosvenor tokens they last. Yeah, they're the live stuff. They last for a very long time and will. I don't want to say they never expire, but I think they have an understanding with players that they will always find a way of allowing you to use whatever you've won. So which I think is a really healthy way of approaching people trying to gather up tokens to play events. I understand why some sites do it differently, because some people feel that others are just going in and just kind of harvesting the satellites and it ruins it for others. But I think Grosvenor have got a really good structure and a good setup for their satellites and the tournaments they play, and they've got a good group of a player base that basically want to win satellites and play events. So it seems to work quite well, and we certainly will be pushing to make sure that you've got plenty of months to use the tokens for anything you win with APAT. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I think what is really nice about working with Grosvenor Poker is that, it just feels like we're really close to the decision makers and stuff like that. Where sometimes you're working with, different, more international type brands, it can feel like you're a little bit away from getting awkward questions answered. So take from that what you will. Interestingly, on the Toblerone front, Leigh, apparently every supermarket does them, and a Syad's Pound Shop, which, to be honest, he might just be commenting on the narrative as it's running at the moment. Pound Shop Poker, we're poundshoppoker.com.
Yeah, quite possible. What I would add on the tickets thing, I think, because I always think it's important to see both sides of things. And certainly at APAT, we've always been fairly honest to kind of educate and inform our players about what goes on or whatever. And I think the only area wherever I think you won't see things with a longer expiry thing is if it's added value. So if stuff has been put in as added value for whatever event there is, and there's a target event that they're able to do that for, I think players need to also appreciate that sometimes then, and we do get it occasionally, somebody will win something like, oh, do you think I could use it for something else? It's like, you kind of have to have a bit of appreciation that sometimes when it comes to added value, it's been put in there for a reason, and if you can't play it, it's see it for what it is, and don't worry about it too much. But we all know poker players would love to have the moon on the stick and then a little bit more as well, because hey, we've all been poker players ourselves. And, you see what you can get out of it.
I'm just in it for the chocolate money. That's
just the chocolate money.
I'm just in it for the chocolate money.
I mean, I'm assuming Dara's gonna snip my explanation of ICM and have it in his next training video.
To be honest, I might snip it and put it online myself. I think that could go
have that one,
viral.
Yeah, you can have that one. It's not a problem. Yeah, maybe we should get people to post up. Yeah, give us your definition of ICM. Wrong ones only. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
your pound shop definitions.
So we're down to 7, and we're still weirdly 9-handed in the mini. Can't seem to burst that final table bubble. They're all hanging on there. Before we know what's going on, the Formula One's going to be back round again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be
quite a short break. It's going to be a cracking season coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Lewis Hamilton in red, plus McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, presumably, who knows, maybe even Mercedes, all competing, for podiums and stuff. Has the potential to be a good one.
Yeah, no, it should be good. It's going to be a good year. I've got a good feeling about 2025. It's going to be a good year for APAT and a good year for just lots of things that I kind of enjoy watching and getting involved in. It's going to be a good one, I think.
I think it's going to be a good year for a lot of those categories you mentioned, Leigh. But in politics, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be great, Leigh.
It's going to be.
Can't wait.
Hey, it's the only reason we're back. Yeah, let's be honest. It's going to be good. We are 5 to the hour, so players are going to be on a break at the end of this hand. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, no. So it's going to be lots to look forward to. Harker Womble is all in with 10 bigs. I think anybody else is going to get involved. It's half the stack for the normie nuts to make the calls. So players are on a break for 5 minutes. So hopefully we'll have the rest of the schedule out, live events. Hopefully in the next few weeks. Ideally, we'd like to get it out before the UK team event at the end of January, just so players can know what's going on. And then we'll be able to all let you know what plans are. And once we've got those released, then we'll also then confirm all of the dates for the online championships for the rest of the year. There'll be basically one weekend every month will be a championship weekend, and you have a chance to pick up medals and APAT 2025 Player of the Year points as well, which is another sneak thing which we've not actually officially announced any details of, but I'll put it out there that is going to be a thing. So we've got that to look forward to as well. And all live events will be included in that as well.
No, it is indeed going to be a good year, Leigh. And you mentioned raffles, of course, for anybody who's with us this evening who hasn't come across raffles. I mean, it's unlikely, right? But why don't I just play this while we're on a short break?
I just think it's such a good concept.
For a really low amount, you can get into a super high buy-in tournament.
I don't get the time to play online.
I don't run well online, I don't enjoy it.
And I haven't had to slog all the way through to qualify.
The free roll feeling's nice. It's 5 minutes, click, you're done. Fingers crossed I'm going to get through.
Oh, it's just exciting. Yeah, I just have to watch it every time now, just so that I can think, am I going to win again?
There you go. You can win your way into a big buy-in event for a relatively small ticket fee.
I thought we were live for a minute. I was like, it was just yeah. And what we've got on the site at the moment is you can win a UKPC main event seat is up for grabs. We've also got an Irish Open seat plus hotel and travel, and we also have the APAT 25 player choice seat. So basically, for £1, you can win a seat worth £140 to play any APAT event in 2025. So well worth checking it out. And if you've whether you've played on poker raffles before or are new to it, we've currently got a deal on at the moment where you can get 25% off all tickets purchased if you use the code 2025 off up until the 20th of January. So
yeah, just something to consider among your poker playing options. Talking of playing, Leigh, one Mr. Simon Brooke, captain of same said talk club that we talked about earlier on, says, have I missed the seat draw for the team championship? Were we meant to do that tonight, Leigh? Has that been done?
the what?
The seat draw for the team championship. I don't think we've talked about that. That's a little bit away, I would imagine. Is it?
I think, Simon, if you obviously as reigning champions, you get to select your table. So just give us a list who you want to be sat next to.
We're just going to put you all on one table.
Or a list of who you'd rather not be sat next to, and then we can we'll make that happen for you, my friend. Not a problem whatsoever. No, we haven't yet done. I don't think I don't know whether we've actually got every single team has actually confirmed all the names yet, or where exactly we're at with that. I know the buy-ins were kind of were getting close to being completed. But it's always just chasing up the last few that are an issue. But as soon as that's done, then we will get that done.
Indeed. Kerry says people are very lucky in those raffles. Certainly, some people have been very lucky in those raffles, and they've gone on and won stuff on top of having won the raffle. But they've had a risk-free experience once they've won the raffle, which is great. And it's a good bit of fun. And also, Leigh, and more seriously, when we talked about Trump, of course, coming into power shortly, Kerry says, time to renounce my citizenship, I believe. So, of course, we make a joke about the political thing because, frankly, it's all very scary. But we will be keeping an eye on what happens over there.
Is it any more scary than it was first time round?
It might be. I mean, who knows? It was pretty scary the first time round. The second time round.
But at the end of it, we're all still here.
Yeah. But the man's a potentially a criminal now. I don't know. I mean, and there's wars going on.
Yeah, but there's plenty of people that have been criminals that have held positions of power all over history. It's not, he's.
We're going to have to see.
He was innocent. It was a stitch up, Des. It was a stitch up. They were just going after him. He didn't do anything.
They planted the evidence some years ago. That evidence was planted. Simon says, not one a bean. Is that Chris's latest table name? Not one a bean. Steve says, any chance of an APAT event in Cardiff this year, Leigh?
Unlikely.
Unlikely in Cardiff.
My reply to that. We keep trying, and we're having conversations with venues, but we are reliant upon venues wanting be willing to have us in for a weekend, and it's unlikely. Major Fold again is all in from the small blind after Tay-Dog had raised under the gun. It's Ace King versus Pocket 8.
Go.
Ace on the flop, needs to avoid an 8 and does, and it's going to be a double up for the best Scottish poker player in the APAC community
since David Coulthard. Okay, just moving on quickly. Referenda D is the only Wimbledon Poker Club player I know. Maybe him. Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Is that an anagram, or is that?
I think that's the name. Possibly. So Kerry says yes because of Elon Musk. It's a new variable. It's a new variable. Elon Musk, who's currently trying to take down the British government, just after he's taken some sort of role or about to take some sort of role in the US government. It's a really interesting time. Yeah, Kerry says now it's all with the billionaires more than the MAGA people. I mean,
I think there's two things. There are two things that are different, aren't there? Is he's got his social media business now, and he's got his crypto business now, which he didn't have first time round,
yeah,
and is likely to leverage off both of those for making money. But yeah, if that's all he's doing, okay, then that's not the end of the world, so to speak. It's the concern would be as if if it results in any further wars or things like that.
I think that's what people are afraid of. I don't think anybody cares too much about his business side.
But they're the things which actually makes him more powerful. I mean, obviously since Elon Musk has taken on Twitter and turned it into X. Although I did see him post up something today saying he was changing the algorithm to try and make it a more entertaining and friendly.
I saw that a couple of days ago, and I unfriended him because, frankly, I just and honestly, things have just been better since. So we'll be coming back to Trump and Musk and all of that stuff. We definitely do not want to put all of that on the table in our first episode. Naz says, looking forward to
in the mini. Yeah, we got a final table in the mini, by the way. Oh yeah, the croquet.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Croquet. What's happening with Croquet 2025? This is the new gold for WCAP.
Yeah. We've moved on to Croquet. Mini golf went well last year. It was an enjoyable experience, but we feel Croquet is the future. So there's plans afoot for Croquet. But meanwhile, we've got a final table in the mini as well. So let me just check whether anything's happening in the main with this hand. Naz is busy typing in the chat, and so hasn't folded his hand yet, and he now has. I think that's going to fold around quite nicely. So let's give you a quick rundown on who's in the mini. We're down to 7 in there now. Actually, I think we lost 2 pretty quickly. Hammerite 2024. Don is chip leader, and he's raising or calling an initial raise from Tony Ross. He's on this final table as well. Hardcore Womble is on here as well. Little Ash, Adam Ski, Design Round 377, and Pirate Pyramid 65 are your remaining players on that one. So chip leader Hardcore Womble at the moment is playing about 30 bigs. So that's what's going on there. We'll keep an eye on that. Nice prize up top there, £131 for the winner of that for what was a £5 comp. Meanwhile, Sharky Lad is all in on the main final table and just made you fold again to get through. It's a third of the stack. Well, a bit more than that, actually, nearly half the stack, actually, because it's 6.5 bigs. Tricky spots here, really, isn't it, to know what to do? The pay jumps start going up a little bit here, so the guys have got locked up £82, then it sort of goes up £20-30 a time, and then top 3 240, 380 and 600. So significant difference here from a 7th place finish to one of the top 3 places. It's all in the call. Hardcore Womble with the queens, and the Normie Nuts needs a king, and it's not going to happen. And Hardcore Womble gets a double up again. Didn't see where Hardcore Womble lost some chips there, Des, but certainly did lose a few along the way.
Basically, Hardcore Womble will want us watching, because it would appear that when we watch she wins, doubles, etc.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, quite a few comments in the chat box about Trump, etc. But we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen massively early on in his tenure, his second tenure. But we will say, I'm sure we will have lots to chat about throughout the year with whatever it is he gets up to.
Yeah, it's how he, for me, it's how he deals with the Xi's and the Putins and the chap in North Korea. It's how he deals with those folks that I think is kind of important.
There's a bit of me that thinks he'd like to be remembered for finding peace in a couple of places around the
peace
around
of
the
what,
world,
Leigh?
being a part of that, and just if he's the one that could find a way for Russia and Ukraine, the Ukraine conflict to end, and for what's going on in Israel and Gaza to come to an end in some way. But the worrying thing is what he considers to be how it should end might be different from what other people
give them Kiev.
Right? Yeah.
They'll settle for Kiev.
But there is an element of him. I think he would quite happily think if that was his legacy, that he'd been involved in that. I think that would appease his ego a little bit. But we will see.
Time will tell
how it all pans out. Yeah, absolutely. So we've been sat here 7-handed for a little while on this main. I don't know whether they all know that in 21 minutes you're switching the lights off. So you've made it quite clear that 11:30 you're done.
I'm going to send in the guys with the triangles on their masks.
Yeah, if that's what it needs. Sharky Lad is all in from the small blind, gets called by Tony Ross. Queen 10 versus ace 9. Queen 10 on the floor.
And there's an ace.
And gets counterfitted with the second 5 on the river. Tony, as I'll put it in there before
Unlucky
Simon
Mark.
does, Tony Ross doing Tony Ross things. And we lose Mark in 7th place. Good run from you, though, sir. Not bad at all. And we're down to 6. And very next hand, the Normie Nuts is all in under the gun. Let's see. Again, so they're playing quite shallow here now. Let's see whether either Tony or Tilt Juice 101 decides to call this off. No, they don't.
Wow.
On we go. And don't forget, on the website, guys, you can get all the info as we load up different events and different things. You can find out everything you need to know. This week we did confirm the APAT London schedule. You can just go on to the APAT website. You will see the full schedule there, all 12 events, and all the full details about what's going on. What's medal events, what's re-entries, what's freeze outs. We've switched around a little bit, and we've got a couple of re-entry events in there that are not medal events to try and make give people a bit more flexibility. But yeah, just check out the website. Go on to apat.com if you want to find out any info. Meanwhile, Taydog77 is all in, and just Normie Nuts in the big blind gets that one through. And we're down to 6 in the mini now. Don's still there. Tony Ross is still there. Adam Ski. Hardcore Womble. So Hardcore Womble and Renot both made both final tables tonight.
Steve Ashley gone, Leigh?
What's that?
Steve Ashley gone? The Ash or the Lash or...
Oh no, Little Ash is there.
Little Ash. There we go.
Yeah. He's at the top. He'd folded his hand, so it was slightly greyed out. There you go at the top of the screen.
Ah, yes. There we go.
There we go. Very much still there. Meanwhile, back on the main, and Tilt Juice 101 just makes a little raise from the button here. Min clicked back by the Normie Nuts for nearly half their stack at the small blind.
Min clicked back.
This is interesting. This is interesting.
So
Tilt Juice 101 has only got 10 bigs behind. Is that now? Do they smell a strong hand there? They do fold. So it'd be interesting to know whether the Normie Nuts actually had anything there, or just was thinking actually there's just a standard raise from the big blind. If I just make a little min click, little min click it back, that just suggests a stronger hand. Maybe
it does. Yeah. Meanwhile, Tony with a little raise.
He's involved in another hand as well on the mini with pocket kings against the ace 10 of Adam, and Adam has turned an ace and rivered a 10 for a full double up through Tony. So Tony's just done half his stack on the mini final table.
Wow.
But
here we
meanwhile,
go.
he's in action on this one, so it's very much multi-tabling here on a Sunday night. I just imagine Tony Ross at home with sort of 20 tables open across multiple sites and just sat there with some sort of AI visor on. We sort of
I'm liking
hand
that.
gestures.
Augmented reality. It's straight out of Minority Report.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's quite happily sat in Ilfracombe just doing that.
Well, he sat comfortably here with 20 bigs on the final table, pretty much joint top of the main here. £600 you set up top, Leigh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and even the short stack, which is tilt juice, one has got 10 bigs, which is only half of what the chip leader's got. So there's
no urgency here.
No, it's reasonably even, really. Six-handed, which means no one's going to want to just make too much of a mistake here. But you haven't got a huge amount of play. But let's say we're at 11:15 on a Sunday night, and these were set to play for about between 4.5 and 5 hours, and I think that's where we're going to be. As Hardcore Womble is all in, and Taydog 77 gets out of the way, and on we go again.
Leigh, you mentioned the darts earlier. Of course, tourney just finished. An incredible winner. What did you make of it all?
I was incredible. I mean, some amazing results. Before you even got to that final. I mean, it sort of did open up. The kind of draw seemed to open up a little bit. But But Luke Littler was just I mean, I thought the final would have been a lot closer than it was. He just blitzed into a ridiculous lead, and just never really looked back, and just looked so confident for a 17-year-old. It's very difficult to kind of appreciate quite how leveled he is, and just and takes it in his stride. Came onto the scene. Think about it, he's only really been on the scene for the last year, 18 months, hats off to him. I mean,
it's astonishing. £1.5 million worth of prize money. I think he's won in the last year.
In 12 months. Yeah,
500 grand for winning the final, right?
He was on 800 something thousand odd before that one. So So
I mean, wow, it's big money for a 17-year-old.
I think it does the sport a lot of good as well. He was on the. They're bringing out a new version of the Bullseye quiz show, and he was on the Christmas special of that over Christmas, and you can see it being a bit of a moment for the sport, and the sport needs as much as he needs to make the most of it. The sport needs to make the most of it, don't they? Because you can get more people playing it, and it is a really skillful game that takes a long time to master.
I saw some bloke on the Facebook said, I took my son to football like 3 nights a week. I took him to cross-country training throughout the whole of the winter. I had to take him to the Scouts and all of that nonsense. He said, Luke Littler's dad only had to take him to the pub.
Dear. But it's great. I mean, obviously the money is nice, but it pales into it's nothing when you think to some of the what some of the sports pay out. But
he does seem to be a humble lad, Leigh. I mean, he comes across very well spoken, and he seems to have a good sort of heart on him for young lad. Given the amount of exposure and money and change in his life that he's seen over the last 12 months, it doesn't seem to have negatively impacted him.
No, just looking at Tony Ross there, all in with sevens against Adam Ski's kings on the mini, and Tony binked a 7 on the river. to take some of those chips back that he gave to Adam
Doing
last time
Tony
round.
things.
So, yeah, very much so. And we'll head back to the main, because Major Fold again is all in with queens against Jack 10 of Tilt Juice 101. Going to need a runner to get out of this, and not going to be.
Be a 9 maybe. No,
lose.
not to
we'll
me.
lose Tilt Juice.
Played Tilt
we're down to
Juice.
5. And we are down to, yeah, but he seems a very, very chilled out guy, and obviously if it sport these days, it's all about sponsorship and marketing and bringing people in, so they can they want to increase the prizes available, and they want to do all of this good. Then I don't know whether you saw on Friday night, but there was a really interesting discussion on Twitter. I still call it Twitter, from certain American poker media people who obviously were watching the darts as well, kind of saying, how do we get this atmosphere in the main event final table at the World Series? How do we bottle what they're doing at the darts?
I've got a suggestion. Just give each of the 9 players darts. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
It was a genuine question. Was, well, how do you bottle that atmosphere at that final, and how do we get some of that in the World Series? And and somebody said, well, maybe you do need to bring back the November 9. You need to give people the time to plan for this. But they were talking about, well, just even people having a rail and their supporters in, and it should be more of an atmosphere, and walk-on songs and all this kind of thing. And they
shot clock.
They were talking about,
Let's have a 30-second shot clock. Let's go. No hoodies, no glasses.
What would actually make it that it's more entertaining to watch? I thought it was a great question. It was Jeff was at the start of the discussion, I think, Jeff Platt was like, perfectly, good thing to see another sport or another a piece of entertainment, and go, well, okay, how do we learn from this? How can we make that? But
darts is fast and furious. There are there are important scoring elements every couple of minutes.
I didn't want to pile in and say to him, "You think the audience are paying attention to the darts?"
That's good. That's
like half
a good
the
point.
time,
Well made.
They're busy chanting to someone up in the stands somewhere. Sometimes
it's boring on the tables. It's boring on the tables.
Yeah. Sometimes they forget there's actually darts going on. It's or it's just Yaya and Colo. Going on. It's just. But that does. When you think about it, it must be amazing when you're up there playing that game with the noise that's going on. Just how you can concentrate and keep your game. Could you imagine if that was happening at the snooker?
Well. Now there's an interesting one, because I saw a video over the Christmas period of Sean Murphy playing in the ITV, what do they call it? The one frame thing where people,
I've seen,
where people are allowed to scream and shout and do all of that. It's like a pub Sunday night type thing. It's absolutely mad. And he made it 147.
No, really?
With everybody literally screaming at him. Like they're screaming at him when he's trying to pot the yellow, that sort of way. No problem at all. Completely debunked the myth that snooker players need absolute silence. I think if your head's in the right place.
When they're in the zone, they just get on with it and do it. Yeah.
But he would occasionally stop and smile and make a comment.
I'm not a massive snooker fan. I follow it, but I wonder whether again, it's about the spectacle, isn't it? It's about giving people it's entertainment. I mean, sport is entertainment. We should never forget that. It's great, what people can achieve and what they do, and that's that's all well and good. But ultimately, it is entertainment, and people pay money to go and see it, and sponsors pay to sponsor it for prize money for their own purposes.
Yeah.
So
Part of the challenge with something like darts or even snooker, Littler could work extremely hard to get 6-2 up, for example, need a set. The equivalent in poker, somebody works incredibly hard to get an 8-1 chip lead or a 6-1 chip lead, and all of a sudden, it just takes two hands and he's back behind. It's like it's a different sort of, it's a really different sort of game.
But darts is not that far off. Darts is one of the ones which it can change around so quickly. It isn't a case of building a 3-0, 4-0 lead in football or something like that, and you're good.
Done. I mean, you're home and hosed. No, you're definitely not home and hosed.
It really is. No, it really is. It doesn't take very much of anything for it to turn around. You've always got that jeopardy. Tennis is very similar, isn't it? You've always got that jeopardy with tennis. It's every game, every point is important.
Although generally in those sports, because of the skill level, generally the person who has pulled ahead they've pulled ahead for a reason, right? It's not necessarily luck or anything like that, the way the cards have fallen. It's because they're playing a bit better, they're a bit fitter on the day, their head's in a better spot, that so you can get a reversal, but it's a rarer thing than in poker. I would imagine.
Croquet is it though? I mean, televised croquet.
I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. I mean, it's for gentlemen that like less eccentric clothes.
Tony's all in and made your fold against, made the call. Ace Jack against tens.
Oof.
King Queen.
Out.
God, that was a jump. It froze and then
that just happened, didn't it?
King, Ace King, and Tony has doubled up and left Naz with them. One of the third bigs. Is it going to go in this hand? Tony's raised it up to 2 and a bit. No, not this hand. It's not. It is kind of at that point where you've just got to, when it's two hands collide, you've just got to be win those flips. But a bit of a hand building here. So Tony's got 19 bigs behind, and that's Tay-Dog, isn't it? It's got 16. You have to occasionally bear with me because when it's got decision on them, the time counter goes over their name. So if it's sometimes it's just trying to remember who it is. That one's done anyway. We're still down to 6 in the mini. Yeah, but it was an interesting discussion around the WSOP, and I think it'd be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, under new ownership now for next summer, and it will be fascinating to see what they choose to do. It's been another year of the WPT happening in December, which is again it's got rave reviews. So you feel like they're going to have to do something to step it up. What a time for Naz to run into aces of the Normie Nuts, and we're going to lose Major Fold again in
6th position there, Leigh, I think.
In 6th position, yeah.
Actually, no, it's 5th. I'm just looking at 4-year. The counter hadn't updated at the bottom. Because I'm seeing 5 in the count, but I'm only seeing 4 players.
Yeah, it's just it seems to have just.
Oh, we're up to 4 now, so there was a slight sinking issue.
Yeah,
maybe with your window.
There's a weird thing on. There's a weird thing on my lobby. It's got Adam Ski still in, but he's not. But he's still sat there even though he's not in because obviously he isn't in. So I think it's obviously a glitch on the lobby. So it's still showing him.
We've broken it already.
Yeah, we're doing well. Not bad going. So Naz picks up 130 pounds. So that's not bad for evening's work, and we're down to 4.
And Normie is all in.
Do you think walk on music for the team event of the Worlds? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'd love
something
it.
We should be doing? Yeah,
I mean, I really love that event. I don't think you could do it with Walk On Music on the first Wednesday of the Worlds, but I think
There's no one else there, yeah.
if it was over the weekend or something, I think it'd get a great sort of reaction. Would create a lot of buzz in the room, but it's just not possible from a schedule point of view, which is a real shame.
I do like the Worlds when we leave that final table of the main till the following day, so the players go away and can come back. It does feel like it gives it that nice that feel of like, it's a proper special event. And normally they played a decent chunk of hours anyway on that day too. So although our day twos now, the way it runs for our mains, they are pretty, it is pretty good playing down to 15% of the field, and then on as Tay-Dog is all in. Next, the Normie Nuts going to find a call for a similar stack.
To a 1, we are going to find out.
We're going to
extend it.
Secondary time bank, yeah.
Obviously a decision to be made here. What do you think?
I'm not sure whether it's a decision to be made or is it trying to slow it down because of I'm trying to think where the how long we've got until the next jump. Yeah, no, it's a fold in the end. So
Naz says, Leigh, it was a glitch. He wants his chips back.
yeah.
If we can collect those from Grosvenor, we'll send them in a bag, Naz.
Not a problem whatsoever. Yeah, we can do that.
Sai says it needs 8 British players on the final table.
Well, it is true, but whenever there are a few Brits on the final table of the World Series, the rail does always feel a little bit, louder and more jovial. More, it's more entertaining. It's good banter. When it's just Americans on there, you might get one group that are noisy or get involved, but very rarely do you get the banter across the I've been lucky enough to be in there a few times when there's been Brits on the front, and you've been there in previous years as well. It does it does make for a good good atmosphere in the room.
Of course it does, yeah.
On the mini, Don Roberts has just woken up with aces and gets paid off and busts another player, and that was Little Ash.
Go game save.
Yeah, so run into aces of Don Roberts, so they're down to 5 on that one now.
Don having a little better fortune than his favourite football team.
So Hardcore Womble all in from the button. It's half of Tony Ross's stack if he wants to make the call. Difficult one to do, really, even if you feel that, well, it's just a button shove, it's just, that's fairly standard. What's your range, Des? Were you prepared to call off half your stack for that? As Hardcore Womble does it again, under the gun this time. I mean, are you four-handed? Are you opening up your range a little bit here as to what you're prepared to call it off with, the fact that actually stack-wise? Yeah.
It all depends on the international chocolate money at stake, Leigh.
Yeah.
For white chocolate, I'm prepared to go in quite loose. If I'm honest, for dark chocolate, I want a premium holding.
Yes. Just for so the guys have got locked up here, £172 now. Then it's 242 for third, 381 for second, and 607 up top. So
that's the issue. These prizes are
still three times your current min.
They're absolutely worth winning.
It, and there's only 4 left. So
it's not like a £30 jump.
No, you're playing for another 400 quid or so. So you can fully understand, and they're also so there's not a huge amount of difference between the shorts. So the short stacks on 12 bigs, big stacks on 20. So there's not really a huge amount between any of them. So I can understand players being nervous, but it also means if you're prepared to be a little bit more aggressive, you can be picking up. There's nearly 2 bigs in the pot each time. Well, if you're only sat on 12 yourself, if you prepared to just go, okay, I'm just gonna, it's very difficult for anyone to call it off. Then you just go for it, don't you?
Indeed. Indeed.
Tay-Dog opens up under the gun to 7 bigs, which is a huge. It's effectively saying, yeah, I'm going to, if any of you shove, I'm calling.
Yeah.
That feels what it's doing. Very difficult to fold. Meanwhile, on the mini, Adam and Tony are at it again. Tony's got ace king. Adam's got ace deuce. And that time it's going to be Adam gone for good. And they're down to 4 with Tony now chip leader in that one.
Lucky Adam. Good game.
And Adam picks up about 30, 28 pounds for that one. So the Normie Nuts shoves him under the gun. It kind of feels he's just waiting for 2 half decent hands to go for this. That's kind of where we're at. And I appreciate we're now 3 minutes past your bedtime, Des. But
what would you
four-handed? We won't be far off this.
I'm going to brave this out, Lee. What would a premium hand be? What is the lowest point of a premium hand that you would be calling an all-in here?
I think it is very difficult. I think any ace is it's very difficult
any
to
ace?
not want to think.
Ace 3, ace 4?
It's very difficult to think you're not ahead at that point. It depends how much you want to be. You're four-handed and say quite shallow stacks wise now. It's a case of going, well, how much do you want to?
So if you're sat with an ace 4 or an ace 5 and Tay-Dog pushes 7 bigs as opposed to 14 or 15 bigs, all of his bigs in, but you think you're probably playing for all of your chips, are you still pushing over the top of them with an ace, a low ace?
I probably am, but I'm sure there are people that would actually, who would actually look at the ICM situation and probably say, no, you're foolish for doing that. But what you don't want is a situation. Again, it's different things for different people, isn't it? Because it depends what how much the money means, for what you're playing.
And you've been sat looking at Tay-Dog, whether he's playing a bit loose or
whether somebody is or isn't. I mean, there's nobody here that feels like they're foot to the floor, massively aggro, is there? Everybody seems to have taken their own spots to basically shove the chips in the middle, and so we've now had 3 or 4 orbits without anybody calling any of that off.
So we'd expect Tony to push here.
Well,
and he may have it, he may not, but there's a gap. There's a little window, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's actually got decision to make on both tables at the moment. He's under the gun on the mini as well, so that might also mean he's time banked on both of them. So I hope he hasn't is disconnected or something, because he's currently used into his time bank on both tables at the moment.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
But we'll see. He's about 5 seconds ahead on his time bank on the mini table. But as you can see,
he's down to his last 30 here. Oh,
yeah, he's he's time banking on that one as well. That's the mini. And I'll go back to the main just in case that one plays. But I think he's going to time bank both of them.
Well, in which case, no significant damage here.
No, none whatsoever, because he's not committed any chips on either table. But he's just folded the other one, and Hardcore Womble has shoved in the mini after that, and has got called by Design Round. Let's see if I can jump over to that. Ace Deuce against Ace 10. It's exactly what I mean, Des. It's the type of hands. And the Ace 10 gets there. And so Hardcore Womble doubles up Design Round. And on they go. That's the mini.
And I assume you're pushing a lot lighter than you're calling with Lee. You're pushing with kings or any pairs.
I mean, it's you're just hoping to then somebody to wake up. Looks like Tony's back because he shoved this hand. So and he's shoved on the other table as well. I'm not sure whether that's tilting.
That's a catch-up. That's a catch-up push.
Yeah, it might well be. I'll see if he gets the call on that. Hardcore Womble is all in. He's shoved into Hardcore Womble on the other table as well, and they've made the call. So we're going to jump over to that, see if I can see that. So Hardcore Womble with the 6s, Tony with the ace-5, and he's going to double up Hardcore Womble on the mini. Have that we go. It's quite mad that they're they're both in the final 4 on both tables. It's quite impressive considering we've 74 runners in the main and 100, just over 100 in the mini tonight. So for 2 players to both be in the final 4 on each tournament is very impressive. Let's see whether Hardcore Womble makes the shove out the small blind this time. No, Tay-Dog gets a walk this time. This is what I mean. It's not a case like it's just every single time because of position. So there is there's obviously a balance here in what they're doing. But I think, say, range wise now, where you look up where the stacks are, smallest stack is 8 bigs, biggest stack is 15. And it's the Normie Nuts under the gun this time. Gets there 12.5. Going to get called by Tay-Dog. Here we go. Ace-3 for the Normie Nuts. And it's Jacks for Tay-Dog. Well, Jack on the flop is going to do
Jack
for the Normie Nuts.
No good. Yeah.
Yeah. And exactly, the shove there. Don't really have an issue with it. Just unfortunate to run into anything bigger.
Good game, Normie.
So Normie Nuts, who was the second chip leader in that, but really there wasn't a huge amount between them, so it's not really a major slip up from their point of view. But Tay-Dog is now in a position where they've got 30 bigs, the other 2 have 7 or 8. So now can Tay-Dog just continue the applying the pressure here and get them to a point where Tay-Dog can secure the win without putting their stack at too much risk. It's a pay jump, so it's 240. The next pay jump is to 380, so it's 140. So if Hardcore, Womble, or Renot get this the wrong way round, they're missing out on 140
Here
quid.
we go.
As Hardcore gets it all in, King 7 against the Ace 8, and Tay-Dog is going to get there, and we are heads up.
Wow.
Well played to Hardcore Womble. 3rd in this main and still going in the mini, but we are heads up now. Tay-Dog with a huge chip lead. 8-1 chip lead here, Des. So both these players are now guaranteed £380, and the winner's going to take home just over 600.
And it's the points as well, Leigh, right, for all that added value.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
here we
Tony's
go.
all in and Tay-Dog makes the call with 9-7 and the spades, and he's in a really good spot. And the ace on the river for Tony's eye, but it's a spade, and that means Tay-Dog
of course,
takes down the win. Congratulations to Tay-Dog 77 then, our main leaderboard winner tonight, picking up £607, and Tony Ross finishes in second, Renot with 381, and weirdly my lobby still thinks Adam Ski's still got 7,000 chips, but it has finished very much so. I'll flip back over to the mini because I don't think this is going to be very far behind either Des, to be perfectly honest. And Hammerite Don Roberts is in the big blind with 5 bigs, and Tony Ross looking for another top 3 finish on the bounce. Hardcore Womble looking to do that as well, for just finished 3rd in the main.
Oh, here we go.
Pocket 4s for Don. Are they going to hold against the King Jack? River cards, Tony.
Unlucky Don, good game.
Tony's hit a few rivers tonight, but then probably he will actually say he's also had a few hit against him. We've just not necessarily seen all of those, but certainly seen Tony hit a few rivers.
Karen's just said good game. Was Karen Hardcore Womble? Could that be?
Or Tay-Dog 77?
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
As Karen
Don't know.
just
Let us
won
know,
it.
Karen. Which
Let us know, Karen. If you,
which were you?
we need to be giving you some credit, or is it just a good game to somebody else? Or she might not want to say. We will see. But we're down to 3 now in the mini as well, so we'll see this to a conclusion and then call it a night.
It's been a good night, Leigh. Really enjoyed getting back and watching some of the plays.
Really like. I like the software. It's pretty easy to find your way around things. Works really well on the Mac as well as on Windows. The mobile version seems pretty good in a nice vertical kind of play. I was watching Tristan was playing some of the tree rolls over Christmas and playing on his phone, and that all seemed to work really, really well. So yeah, it's good, and there's plenty of good games to play. I mean, we've not even touched on some of the other promo stuff that they've got going on with the kind of the network wide ones. So we've only really talked about what Grosvenor have got going on, but actually they're kind of some of the bigger network wide schedules that are on here as well. Where I've got some really decent guarantees and plenty of tournaments to play.
No, I mean, for us, effectively, I mean, it's week 3 of this promo, but effectively, it's week 1 of our, it's going to be a full year with Grosvenor. So I think it's going to be lots to talk about, lots to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking to see whether, let's see whether.
Karen, Wombling free.
There you go. That answers that then.
And is sat here on the mini final as well, of course.
Yeah, so finished 3rd in the main for £242, and is going to pick up at least £52 in the mini as well. So well done to you. So yeah, Tony's going to pick up. What's he going to be finishing second? He's going to pick up 80 points from tonight. So that's going to put him up to 155. On the leaderboard, which may put him in. I think is probably going to put him into the lead on the main leaderboard. But obviously, Karen asking questions about. We should have realised when Karen was asking questions how did
she was involved. Work. She was involved
We should have realised that was going to be the case. But as Karen is all in. Out of the big blind, and design round had made the raise on the button, just a min click. But Karen's going to add some nice points to her score because she's going to picked up 70 points in the main. Well, 70 points is already going to put you probably in the top 10. It will probably put you just about in the prize positions already from one week, unless Karen's played previous weeks. Actually, she's already got 60 points. So was already sitting 10th. So actually, Karen's going to go up to 130. Probably will put a second, I would imagine,
nice.
behind Tony.
Very nice. That is Wombling free, indeed.
Yeah, after 3 weeks. Which means she's probably been playing the mini as well. Let's see whether she's picked up any points in the mini so far. Yeah, has picked up 40 points in the mini already as well, so is probably going to go into the top 5 of that leaderboard as well after 3 weeks as well. So cracking stuff. Good work. And of course, the prizes in those, for anyone that might just be tuning in late tonight, it's £3,000 worth of added value, courtesy of GrosvenorPoker.com. Winner of the main winter leaderboard picks up a £1,500 UK Open main event seat, which is for an event up in Coventry at the end of February. I want to say that's had £1 million prize pool in previous years. The first year they did it, I'm pretty sure it got to $1 million. It might have been a little bit less last year, but it certainly is a significant 6-figure prize pool and a really good event to play. in that one. And say then there's also additional mini seats for that as well, which are worth £250. So well worth getting involved in. And we're only 3 weeks in. If you win one of these tournaments, it's 100 points for taking one down. So say if Tony is currently top, we think going to be after week 3 on about 150 points. Very catchable. Just need to get involved every Sunday night for the next 6 weeks. Last event is on Sunday, the 16th of February. So final 309 we got in this this mini in the end. 79 uniques and 30 had a re-entry in that. I think it's quite a nice one for a fiver on a Sunday night.
Great tournament.
You can have a little bit of a go at it in the first couple of hours, knowing you can have one re-entry if needed. And ideally all wrapped up by midnight, which we're not going to be far off. Nice to see the numbers. It was a little bit quieter last week over the Christmas period, but that's always going to be the case. But hopefully, people will get involved in this for the next month or so. So Tony Renot has got 32 bigs here. Karen's down to 6, and Design Round has got 16. So you kind of feel someone's going to make. I was just going to say someone's going to make a move, and Karen on the button makes it
on just that.
Shoves. That gets it through.
Are we close to a level change, Leigh?
We might be. It's the one thing I haven't easily seen where it tells you that.
Oh, we can't see the clock?
Yeah, but it doesn't say, I can't see where it says when the level goes up. Do you know, that isn't an obvious thing.
That's a strange one.
Somebody,
here we go. Karen's in here.
Knows in the chat, yeah. 5s against
Tony.
9s. And I mean, it didn't need the 9 on the river,
No.
but fair play to. Well done to Karen. That's another third place finish, picking up £52.
Good game, Karen.
Well played. Yeah, I can't see anything obvious in the lobby or anywhere which says how long you've got left on the level. Unless it's something on the options that I've switched off, which is a possibility. But yeah, if anyone knows in the chat, let me know. I can get it added on. Let's see then what Tony can do. He's got nearly a 4-1 chip lead here. Let's see whether he can get this done or whether Design Round can turn it round. That was a reminder for Brian. That wasn't it. I mean, honestly,
can't believe you've used Brian's reminder to profit.
Yeah, outrageous.
Absolutely
good game. Outrageous. Yeah. But guys, make sure you are on that you're on the mail, because we'll try and send a mailer out once a week to let you know what's going on, or it might be once a fortnight, depending on what's happening. We don't want to bombard people with emails and things, but just make sure you've got kind of all all comms switched on to receive updates and things, and we'll let you know what's happening. You can, so we're not ones for just bombarding for the sake of things. So if we've got something to inform you about, we'll let you know. But we'll keep sending reminders out on socials about this on a Sunday night. And even if you say you forget it, and you've still got until 9 o'clock every night to late reg it on a Sunday, so you can still get in late if necessary, and make a nice little profit. Oh, that must put Karen back as the best poker player in her household again for a little while, I think. Probably. Gotta be.
Oh, just don't tell Joby.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be competitive, right? Two poker players got to be competitive.
I'd imagine so. I saw Karen in London before Christmas. And I think last time I saw Joby was the London event before that, I think. But or it might be the one before that, but this is what I'm saying is I don't really have that in the household or the family or anything like that, because I don't it's
Jen doesn't play.
Have the competition. Yeah, no one plays. It's quite envious of people rocking up to poker tournaments as couples, and if for nothing else, you can split the hotel cost. Then you see,
that's true.
It has its benefits. Yeah. So Tony just chipping away ever so slightly. Very low ball, the low value pots here, aren't there? There's nothing crazy going on here. Well, the pay jump is they're guaranteed £82, and so they're basically paying for another 50 on top. But obviously, as you quite rightly pointed out, Des, those all important points as well. So blinds due to go up. Not a huge jump though. It's going to go from 5k 10k to 612. So it is 10-minute levels, but the jumps aren't crazy. It's not like doubling the blinds or anything. It's a reasonably steady structure, and we are going to get to 5 to the hour, which means this heads up is going to go just past midnight. It's going into the break unless there's a lot of diamonds around. But it looks like they're checking it down, and the 5 of diamonds is going to take it for design round. So we're going to get 5 to the hour, and we're going to have this run into the just after midnight, I think. So the plan is going to be that we will basically have the APAT show back 9:30 every Sunday night, unless we're at a live event, and then we'll be live from that event, or dialing into Tom, depending on what it is we're doing. But certainly the next couple of live events, so the team event and the UKI COAP in London, we will definitely be live streaming those. So we haven't decided yet whether we're going to live stream all of the live events for the year, or whether we'll just do some of the bigger festivals. I guess it really depends what some of the community think, whether they feel there's benefit in it, and they enjoy tuning into wherever we might be. But certainly, if we're not doing that, then we will be very much following some of the online action every Sunday night, straight after a poker raffles draw. So that's the plan on the Sunday nights. So get your raffle tickets, and hopefully then we'll see a few winners on the APAT show shortly after that every single week.
I think what we need to do, Leigh, is to do the poker raffles draw after the APAT show. Whether we move it to a Monday night or something, I don't know, but
well, that's a possibility.
It might make sense.
We could just move it. Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe that's not a bad idea.
So then we can do some promo and all sorts of fun things on a Sunday night.
Yeah, and we'll just run it to a Monday night. Yeah, maybe that becomes the new raffles on a Monday. I quite like that idea, Des. Yeah.
Well, I remember the good old
Always
days,
good
WCOP.
brainstorming out loud. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember? It's 10 minutes to go, guys. Come on, let's go. We had so much fun with that.
Oh, yes.
Can you believe, Lee? It's
APAT
2025. We started this in 2020.
APAT Show started with, what were we doing?
March? Was it
doing
March 20?
shows? Did we do 3 shows a week?
Yeah, yeah.
What were we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for our own sanity. Yeah, I think that was
that's true. Crikey.
That was pretty much it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing how these things come about, and I dread to think how many shows we've done and how many different guests and people we've had on. We will get back to getting some. We've got some good people lined up for the next couple of months to chat, either just to get involved in what's going on online, or to have a chat about some other things in the poker world, which hopefully will be of interest to people. Obviously, some people that we ask on every single time we do a show, and we can't. The Oracle just won't. He won't come on a live show. He's quite happy in the chat, but with his own videos. But made an appearance on the final table of the squads, wasn't it?
Yes, he did. Played well. Yeah. Looked very solid.
Yeah.
Very solid indeed. How long have we got? A minute. I'm going to play this, Lee. I like this. This is so calming. There we go. The magic without the drama. I do like that.
I always love the showing of the 4. It's like, well, what's the matter? Did you want a second card or something? Like, what's that all about? Perfect timing, because the players are back from their break, and straight into the first hand of this heads up. After the break, Jack 5, Jack 4, and Tony's going to pick that one up. I mean, if he just keeps chipping away.
Yeah.
So he's got a 3-1 chip lead now. It doesn't need to win too many hands in a row before it starts becoming a bit of an issue.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Design plays this league, because Tony's experienced, right? So he sort of knows what he's doing here. So Design's going to have to ramp this up a bit, I guess.
I thought they just stopped to discuss a chop then for a second.
Straight away.
Whatever happened there, Design round was straight all in very next hand. So
now that is a spicy board.
Well, little bets, and Tony's called it all the way down to the river and then folds. That's how quickly you turn a 3-1 chip lead into just a 2-1 chip lead.
Absolutely right.
It's just a couple of hands. That's all we're talking about, because of where they're playing now and where we are structure wise. And then all of a sudden, if Design Round can win one big one, all of a sudden they've got the chip lead, and the roles are completely reversed. Tony's going to take that with the delightful 8 deuce. So it just feels like we're back on the it's going to be waiting for two hands to connect with the flop, and the chips will go in the middle, and this could be it. and it does king queen against king nine. Tony hits the 9 on the turn.
Wow,
that is going to
it's
be
just
that.
insane. It's just insane. Well done, Tony.
Just remarkable.
Good game design.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we've seen some secrets of the Tony strategy here. Just hit it, man.
Yeah. Just yeah, hits it when he needs to hit it,
Yeah.
and Tony takes down the win, picks up £132. Well played to design round 377, picks up 82 in second place, and Hardcore Womble in third, picking up 52. Who we now know is Karen. So very well done. All the info for the APAT Winter Leaderboards is on the Grosvenor Poker website. Just go on to groverpoker.com, click on promotions, find the APAT tab. You'll see on there all how the points are all scored, how the prizes are all won. The leaderboards for mini and main are on as well. They'll be updated tomorrow to take into account tonight's games. But all the info you need there. But basically, yeah, we'll be back same time, same place next Sunday for game week 4. If you need a reminder, just be friends with Brian Yates, because I will remind him on Facebook.
Fantastic. Tony's out there as well, Leigh, with a big thank you. So well played, Tony. Just basically carrying on from last season, Leigh, and the season before, and now we know how. So we'll leave it there. Night, everybody. Hope you have a great week, and we look forward to your playing again next Sunday night. Cheers, everyone.